today.
Okay, Sally dared Jimmy to eat a real worm, and he did. Then he started laughing, and it came out his nose. But he had stuff come out his nose all the time, especially at lunch.
You know, speaking of worms, you got a package in the mail today.
Does Grandpa know?
Yep. And he's expecting you to come by.
Now, how many of you know how to recycle aluminum cans? Very good. How many of you know how to recycle paper or plastic materials? Great. Now, how many of you know how to also recycle your own food waste or other organic materials, such as a banana peel? Well, what do you do with your food waste when you're done with it?
No, throw in the trash.
And where do you think that goes?
I don't know. The dump?
She's right. Now, who here remembers what organic means? Yes, Lucy?
Organic means that it is something that is or was once a living thing.
Very good. That was perfect. Of course. So when we recycle cans, glass, plastic, for instance, let's take your water bottle that you have at lunch, okay? Here's your water bottle. Now we all recycle. We put it in the recycle bin here, and someone transports that to a plant where they melt it down and they reuse it. After that, they take the recycled plastic and voila bing, we got a brand new bottle just for you. All right, so the process is actually a lot more complicated than this, but this just gives you the basic idea. Now, when God designed nature, he did a little bit better. He actually made microbes and macrobes like worms that help decompose organic material. Now, we all know that we have organic waste. These little worms that comes up and eats it, and then it digests it. And as it's digesting it, it changes through the body and actually creates a rich soil amendment called worm castings. And that helps the plants to grow. All right, so what happens when we put organic waste in the trash can? What's buzzing around everywhere?
Flies!
Yes! And does it smell bad?
Yes!
Yes, it does smell bad. Now, that's why we use tools like this to recycle things the right way so things like that don't happen. Let's take a look at this. Is this huge? Does it smell? Are there any flies?
How do the worms get air with the lid on?
Well, I'm glad you asked. You see these holes right here? Well, that allows the oxygen to get inside, but it actually keeps all the pests and all the rain out. Why do you think that's important?
The worms need air to live.
Exactly. That brings me to my point why landfills are a problem, because we bury the waste and it has no way of getting any oxygen, so it actually creates a really dangerous gas called methane. Now, on the other hand, we've got our little worm friends over there that are awesome because they actually naturally create and help produce better fruits, vegetables, and flowers. Now, for the next couple weeks, we're going to be talking about all kinds of soils and how it has to do with the life cycle. I wanted to show you VermiPRO unit because I want to give you guys the opportunity to purchase one. And if you do, you take it home and you're going to recycle it the right way. Now, all the money that we raise is going to go right back to our school. What do you think about that?
Would you like me to help you with this one?
No, I can do it. I know how to read.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll be right over here if you need some help.
Place the worm tea filter on the base. Place the warranty catch under the drain. Pour the bedding and worms into the tray. Place the worm blanket on top and put the food under the blanket. Grandpa, look, I did it!
That's great.
Can we use your own one and take care of the garden?
Sure. This one here, you know, when it gets about 3/4 of the way full on the top bin, you need to add another tray on top of it. And I did that about 3 weeks ago, so most of the worms should be up in the top 2 trays, and the bottom tray is about ready to go to the garden.
Which one is better for the plants, the tea or the worm casting?
Actually, they both have about the same value for the plants.
Did you do this when you were a kid like me?
I sure did. We had 2 big piles in our backyard, and we would throw our food waste in there, and then during the springtime, we'd go in there and get the material out and put it in the area where we're going to be planting our gardens.
When am I going to see you next?
In about 3 days.
Okay. We need to feed the worms 2 times a week, right?
At least 2 times a week, but we have to be careful on how much we feed the worms. Well, give me a hug. Oh, I'll see you later.
Bye, Grandpa.
Bye. ENRECOS is an environmental organization that basically focuses on waste resources under management. We try to mimic what nature does here naturally so that we can sustain an environment that's healthy for everybody. We try to accomplish this by putting workshops together for cities to teach their residents how to recycle their organic material. And not only recycle it at their house, but also use the product back in their yards or their gardens, in their backyard. We also have programs for schools to teach our kids, because they're our future, on how to do this recycling adventure for organics. Often they've been taught how to recycle their paper, their plastic, their aluminum, and their cardboard, but very infrequently have they been taught how to recycle their food waste or their junk mail or the organics that are there. And thirdly, we go to corporations and help them deal with their food waste that they may have to get rid of, and managing it or converting it from that waste to an actual resource. And we thank you for taking this time with us today.